Hi, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my craft room. I'm very happy to have you here today. I'm going to be using scrapbook.com exclusive products from their Sunny Lane collection. So I have this adorable stamp set that includes a lot of fun sentiments. I have Sunny Lane Homes 1 and 2, which are a embossing and die set, and they build and layer together. It's the same with this Sunny Lane floral set. You can build so many different types of flowers. I also have the Sunny Lane pattern collection in A2, and as you can see, I've already been using it. There are very colorful and vibrant and just a lot of fun different patterns in this A2 size paper pack. I also have Thank You 3 word dies and the Sunburst A2 cover plate die. I don't end up using the Sunburst cover plate. I will use the Sunburst paper in the paper pack for a card sample today, but that is an option that I think works really well with the Sunny Lane collection. And the Thank You Sentiments 3, the thanks and hello shadow dies cut out your stamped sentiment. So I definitely think this is a total need if you like die cutting around your sentiments. I use Peppermint, Sherbet, Playful, and Floral to cut out all of my little Sunny Lane homes today, and I'm just going to walk you through how I assembled them in today's video. So I don't have a tutorial on how I put my card samples together, but I did want to walk you through how to build and layer these different embossing and die cut images in case you're curious on how they all work together, and then just ways you can kind of step up your die cuts. Now you can absolutely just glue them together and follow along on the images on the back of the die sets, but I wanted to take it up a notch with my houses for today. So I'm starting with the greenhouse. As you can see, I took an alcohol marker and I followed along the embossed images and added in some ink so that way you could really see the shutters and the fun flourishing details on the house. And then I took some distress ink and used a dome foamed applicator and added some color all around the edges of my home. Again, just wanting to make it seem like it's not just a flat die cut piece of paper, and it adds to the color just adds to it and makes it look a little more dimensional. I went ahead and glued that to the dark blue piece, which is like the backing of the house and also will be the windows. So this person is not home right now, so all of their windows are dark. And I really like that it comes with this extra piece because then you don't have to worry about gluing in anything to cover the windows. You could also cut it out of vellum. Maybe you want to make some light up houses. You could use some easy lights or some Chibitronics to create a light up card. But overall, you can definitely change the colors too. So you could do yellow, like you could see in the blue house, or, however you want to create a card. It also just gives you a flat back to be able to glue or adhere down this house to a project once you're done. So jumping into assembling my green little house, I glued the green door and I added the little door handle and I glued it to the white scallop piece and I glued that to the house and then I glued in the window. I think having a jewel picker and tweezers are a must need for assembling these houses, or a lot of small pieces that are, make definitely like step up the house. I love that having these small windows, but having tweezers and a jewel picker will definitely help make assembling these a little easier. I also am just jumping from part to part in these houses. Normally I like to have smoother transitions, but this video would have been 90 minutes long if I didn't kind of jump from part to part. But here you can see a final look of my greenhouse. I also added in those cute little white scalloped details onto the house. It's so cute. I think it would be really cute too as a gingerbread house because of those scallop details. So I can definitely see myself using that die set for Christmas. So now I'm moving into the second home in this die set. Just like the first one, I brought out some distress ink and used my dome foam applicator to add in some ink around the edges of my card. I totally forgot to grab my alcohol marker to add in some color to the brick, so I'm going to do that in a little bit. I'm going to be really daring and use my alcohol marker, even though I already started assembling this house together. But I think in the end, it really turns out cute. And I love having just that darker contrast between the paper and the embossed parts of the building. So I also added some ink to the two roof pieces as well as the door. So again, just using glue, and I'm going to assemble those onto the card. And I finally grabbed my tweezers so I can stop struggling with gluing down my images or my die cut pieces. So here's when I finally was like, oh, I wanted to color in the bricks. So I grabbed an alcohol marker and just added in some of the details. They didn't turn out super straight and super perfect, but I think it just gives my house more character. I'm adding in the windows. These actually fit inside of the die cut window. And then I'm adding in my little balcony railing. So just gluing that down. I also left in that I struggled with getting this in the right spot. So please note that I am putting these together for the first time on camera. I want you to know that sometimes things don't always go as planned, but I recommend using wet glue so you have that extra little wiggle room just to get your die cut images centered and exactly where you want them when you're layering them together. So I glued on the door, and I'm going to glue in my 3 windows along the top, and here is my cute little brownstone looking house. I think it's so fun. I'm going to jump into the other die set now and start with the pink house. So just like the other 2 houses, and what I'll do on the next one as well is grab some distress ink, and I added it to all sides of my home. And then I grabbed a pink marker and I'm coloring in my bricks. I really liked how this one turned out. I think because my marker matches the darker pink paper super well. It just looks really nice when it's all put together. I'm gluing this onto the dark blue house background so my windows are dark. And then I'm going to use my tweezers and my jewel picker to glue on the rest of the pieces. So I have the roof of this little, it's supposed to be a house, right? Sunny Lane Homes, but I think these two definitely have more of a shop feel. So I added more ink to the awning part of the shop or home, and then using my tweezers to glue in all of the window frames as well as my little door. As you can see, the awning has such great detail from the embossed part of the dies. Using the magic mat for embossing and die cutting at the same time with these types of dies is perfect. It doesn't have a hard surface, so you get those embossing details from the self-healing mat, the magic mat, so perfectly. So here is my pink little house or shop. So cute, right? I love the little window at the top. And then for the last house, or the final house for this video, I'm going to be adding in some distress ink, and I'm doing all of the pieces ahead of time. I finally got it down by the last house. So adding the orange to those orange pieces, and then coming in and adding it to my dark yellow building as well. And then grabbing another alcohol marker and just adding in some ink details to the embossed bricks, all the details on this house. I glued down the roof to the top of my, almost said card, to the top of my building, and now I'm adding in all the windows. I also am adding the white window frame to the blue window background. I like that these are actually separate, so we could have, maybe some lights or some fun details in this shop window. It doesn't just have to be a dark blue piece of cardstock or yellow. If the lights are on, you can maybe put in some little candies or cakes if you have some tiny stamps that will fit perfectly on that small rectangle piece. I'm adding in the details of the house, and here is a final look at our last building. I think this one's so pretty. I love the colors that I chose for that orangey yellow look. So here are all 4 completely assembled. Again, you can glue these together just as they are, but I think adding in the ink to the details and adding some ink to the edges of the cardstock, it really just steps them up quite a bit. I have 2 card samples, so I have my Thanks a Million stamp set. I also used some clouds from the Haunted House die set, and I added some flowers from the Floral die set, just like I did for this card with the blue and the greenhouse. Of course, my sentiments are stamped with the Sunny Lane stamp set, and I die cut my thanks using that matching shadow die. Here is a close-up of my 2 cards using all of the products from the Sunny Lane collection. I hope that you found this video helpful for building your own Sunny Lane homes and that you enjoyed these card samples as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll click like, and if you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. As always, you can find everything I use down below in the description box. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye!